All right, guys, welcome to the Unmuted Podcast.
Oh, you might want to hit our like for us back there. Yeah.
Good boy. All right. Okay. I want to cut that out. Well, welcome to the Unmuted Podcast. No, I'm going to clip it and just play it forever. Every time he says I'm smart, I'm going to say,
the fact that he got that on video,
It's gonna be a real, bro. That guy.
Yeah.
And you know me, bro. I'm going to use this against you one of these days. But welcome to the Unmuted Podcast, where we talk all things, Christianity, life, whatever. Basically, we talk about all things from a Christian standpoint. And there's three macho men here today. Me being the most manly is obviously.
All right, relax.
But we have Carter, a little less man than me. Leroy, a little less. I'm playing. I'm kidding. Joined today by Pastor Leroy.
Yeah.
Joined today by Leroy and Carter. How you guys doing today, man? What's crack-a-lacking?
Doing great.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
It's going good.
Right here. Yeah, good. So we are going to have a fun conversation today. So obviously, look, Halloween is this week. Look, if you want to hear our opinion on Halloween, we did a whole episode on it a year ago. We're not going down this. I'm not going to do this every year to View Farm. Sorry, guys. But what we are going to talk about is dating, because dating isn't a biblical construct, right? Back in the biblical days, it was more of a courting thing. I did a whole Twitch series on this back when I thought I was going to be a streamer. Check out those clips on the Bible Lore TikTok. But anyways, I did a whole entire thing about biblical dating, because I was saying it was never dating was not a biblical construct. They courted people, right? And when they saw the female that they were courting, they were like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you a taste of what this marriage is going to be a little bit." And back in those days, even if you got caught having sex outside of marriage, you were looked at as a harlot, and a bunch of other things. So what I do want to talk about is Christianity, because in the Christian world, we have a lot of legalistic people, and it drives me crazy how legalistic people can be over this topic of dating. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a few things in regards to dating, and tell you some thoughts and opinions backed by some scripture. Obviously, some of it's going to be just pure logic, because whatever. But let's talk about one thing. Let's talk about prayer. Okay, so I want to ask this question because you've dealt with this. I just heard about this. Have you heard this before too, or no?
Never.
So I want you to explain to me why would a mentor tell a mentee, do not pray with your girlfriend? I want to hear the logic behind that thought.
Because it's more of it's an intimacy type of thing, not in a sexual way or anything like that, but they're saying that prayer is one of the most intimate things you can do with somebody. And from a spiritual boundary standpoint, it's something that should be waiting till marriage, because then at that point, what would be a difference between your marriage and your dating? Okay.
Now before we get into why we think that's stupid, let's obviously try to
I'm sorry.
Let's try to understand that thought. Okay, so an example, right? So obviously, can we just break down some of the rules that we have as Christians that we won't do, right? We won't live together, right, before marriage, correct? Mm-hmm. What are some of the things that we wouldn't do before marriage?
Of course, have sex with each other.
Yes. I know. Give me something else. Something else that we wouldn't do before marriage. No vacationing together, sleeping in the same bed.
Stay in a hotel together or something like that.
Yeah, same room.
That you can't do nothing when.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone has the gooner in them. You know what I mean? It's just takes the situation. Okay. Any other rules that that? It's just common knowledge here that we have.
Just don't do anything that is going to lead you to temptation.
Yes. And then within that, you have the rules that you set for your relationship. Mm-hmm. Might not be like everybody else's, but you're trying to avoid sin, correct?
Yeah. And everybody has different rules. Some people, back to the intimacy part, some people feel like they can't kiss their person that they're dating because, that's too intimate and it could lead to the next step. Mm-hmm. Everybody, like he said, everybody has different rules depending on their relationship and their maturity in Christ. So
exactly. And as Christians, we respect that, right? Yeah. So I'm not calling them out, but I got friends where they're not going to hold hands. until they're married. They're not going to kiss until they get married. And like, look, obviously I want to joke about it and roast because we're friends. I have a really funny joke that I'm not going to say on this show, but I got a lot of funny jokes. I got a lot of funny jokes. But like outside of the jokes, like I respect that. My friends. Look, he's dating right now. I respect that, Carter. Right, that you're putting boundaries in place because who you are. And you know what you are capable of. And like as Christians, we need to be able to do that. And I think, bros, that there's a lot of Christians that just aren't that smart. Like, and when I say they're not that smart, like they think they're greater than what they actually are. Like even us as pastors, like there's a certain shit. Like it doesn't matter how much I read church history or the Bible or pray. Yep. There's no way I could go into a strip club and minister to people. Like that's just not my. Yeah. And if I call you saying, "Yo, bro, I'm going to Dream Palace today to go and minister to people," you're going to be like, no, you're not. Nah, bro. You're not.
You going there? I'm like, yo, where you at?
Where you at? I'm on the way, man. I'm calling off work right now to get you. Like, you're being, but like, it's just reality, right? There's something that we just wouldn't be able to handle, right? And it's true. I mean, and even if you're thinking about Romans 14, where Paul's like, like there's weaker Christians, right? And there's Christians that are free. The reality is there are things that we are weak in. There's things that we are free in. There might be some pastor out there that could go to the strip club and maybe. I mean, I've heard of it. I've heard of pastors that have went to like not inside, but like they waited outside and gave females pamphlets and and they went. I'm pretty sure Pastor Ron had a guy that did that at his church. Where he waited outside of clubs and would give strippers like Bible tracts, and they ended up coming to church, right? Like there's people that can do that. Probably a lot less men that could. Yeah. But there is. Now, with that being said, we just said it. There are rules that we apply to. We all have our own certain boundaries set. The reason why praying sounds crazy to me is because, like, number one, you could be doing a whole lot of bad things other than prayer, right? Like the things that we just named. But like I just question, like, what is wrong with praying for your girlfriend? Because like even like in church, like I pray over a lot of females in church. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like prime example, like there's a lady at our church, and she's dealing with like job transition. So she like got fired from her job, waiting to be hired. I pray with her, saying, "Hey Lord, like we are coming to you today. Like we just pray that that so and so finds the right job that fits her. A job where she's able to carry your name and and just be able to be a blessing to other people." Like, would that classify as like, if that's the case, does that mean that I am like engaging in something intimate that should be saved for only my wife? Like that would be the question, you know what I mean? Because like is this something that we keep is this something that we keep consistent all around, or is it just with the girlfriend basis?
No, So how do you justify caring for your brothers and sisters, and like you said, praying for them? And, like, there's a call for us to actually help our brothers and sisters with their burdens, and prayers one of the main ways you do that. So I don't understand how you could even go that far with that. I mean, I get the intimacy part because yes, prayer is intimate with God 100%, but prayer is also communication with God throughout, for not just for me, not just for you. That's why the Bible says where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am also. Like, prayer is meant to be prayed with yourself, yes, and your family and all that, but other people too. Like, I don't get how you stretch that far with being intimate. I really don't. It's actually blowing my mind.
Yeah, yeah. Like I would even say that, like, like I know that when Emily and I were dating, like, because we would do like a Bible plan on FaceTime because she lived like 2 hours away. Yeah, and we would pray together. But like, and our prayers were more of like, Lord, like, please help us abstain from sin. Mm-hmm. Like, Lord, please help us be a couple where we are separately chasing after your own heart. Yep. Where like, where like our faith isn't relying on just one person. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, I feel like you can pray for certain things like that, and that not be viewed as like doing too much before you're married. Yeah. So maybe, and
does that mean like the person doesn't believe in intercessory prayer? Because intercessory prayer is in the Bible. There's a bunch of reasons why you pray for other people in the Bible. Like,
yeah. But I do understand where he's coming from. Like, I understand the intent.
Like, I don't get me wrong, I completely understand it. Just because, like, in that aspect, like you are dating that person, so your feeling for that person and the love that you have for that person is going to be a lot different than the love that you have for, like, let's say, like a friend or like some random person you see at church or something like that. So it's going to be a lot different. So like I understand where they're coming from, where it's like, oh, it's like going to be like the most intimate thing in that case.
Yeah, we're not trying to bash nobody. It's not like that. It's just
No.
I just.
I'm
when
just
he
bashing
said
the point.
When he said it to me, I was like, "Yo, this is."
Look,
I never heard this before.
Trolling aside, because look, I ain't gonna lie, I'll troll a little bit, but like joking aside, I understand the intent because I do agree, and I'm more than sure that a lot of people would say that, like, I understand why someone would say that because of the fact that a lot of Christian men like to treat women like their wives before they get married, and we've all seen that, right?
Yeah.
You know, like I've had friends literally tell me that they have to financially take care of their girlfriend. I'm like, no, you don't. That's not your wife.
No.
She's a grown woman. She needs to work to pay her bills. When that becomes your wife, you then you guys figure that out. You know what I mean? So I understand where the motivation is coming from. So what I would say is I think the wording just needs to be better.
Yeah.
Like, so what I think that, and like I said, trolling aside, I think the true conversation that I guess is being talked about is the content of your prayer, not necessarily praying in general. That's what I would say. So the question is, like, is the content of your prayer, are you praying over her like that's your wife? Yeah. Maybe they might view that as the violation, but if the prayers are more like similar to what, as I said, like what like me and Emily used to have, was like, Lord, like, please help us abstain from sin, abstain from giving into it. Please help us be able to be two independent people that can work their own faiths out. You know, let us be a couple to where you are the center of our relationship. Maybe that might be more of an accepting thing. But the prayer of, like, Lord, please let me support her financially. Lord, please make me the covering over her.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's not meant for dating.
That's a good point, because I think he's right. I think there's a difference between praying for your wife that you're married to, because at the end of the day, when you get married, you are responsible for your wife. When you're dating, you're not fully responsible for them yet. You know what I mean? As a man, you're always responsible for whoever you're influencing, but it's a different level versus being a husband and being a boyfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of agree with him on that. But you're right. Like, it's got to be context with this, because just saying, like, you praying for that, you know, that future, maybe future spouse, or are you guys engaged, or?
No.
Okay, it's not you. It's somebody else.
Yeah, okay, that's someone else.
Cool. But either way, if that person's engaged, you know, I get what he's saying to a certain extent, but it's still, you don't have that same responsibility. You know what I mean?
There's still need for prayer in dating, more so because it's not a biblical construct.
Yeah,
and I think that sustaining dating is very hard.
Yep.
Like, honestly, there's way less stress in my opinion. Like, I have way less stress in marriage than I did in dating, because it was just like she lived 2 hours away. It was weird, you know. Only saw her once or twice a week. Like, it was a lot. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think prayer is needed, but think about that though. It would be, I think it would be the content of the prayer, not necessarily prayer itself.
And I wasn't, when me and my wife got together, we weren't saved. Yeah. We were still sinners and living, you know, not for God. So I get what he's saying, like, it could be intimate, but I also think, like, if we hadn't been where you are, I wish I would have prayed for our relationship at that point. You know what I'm saying? So no, don't, you know, I think it's like what he said. It's based on context, not necessarily should you pray for this person or not.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And I would argue, and I would not argue, but and I would say that if you said that, they would agree.
So that's basically, like, the main thing is that, like, whenever, like, me and my girlfriend, like, when we do pray, so we mainly pray on, like, 1 day a week. Unless, like, if we're, like, eating out, like, because I mean, we bless our food, like, we thank our food and everything for that, but, like, we pray 1 day a week. And when we do pray, it's not like, when I'm by myself, like, I'm thanking God for the fact that he gave me her, like, because 100%. He didn't have to. Like, granted, at that point in time when he did give me her, like, there's a lot of things going on in my life that I necessarily didn't like. And then out of nowhere, he blessed me with the fact that he gave me her. And, like, Stevie knows this. Like, I didn't know her at all. Like, we clicked like very fast. Like it was kind of, I was telling her the other day, like it was kind of crazy like how fast we clicked with each other, because when we first met each other, there was no like mutual feelings for each other at all, and then randomly like a week later, like we ended up like starting like to like actually talk to each other every day, and then we started dating a week after that. Like, so there's a lot that went on.
That's how it happens. God always surprises you.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's always when you least expect it, right?
Yeah,
Always.
100%.
But like when we pray, like the context, like when we pray together, like the context of our prayer is like, hey, like if we have a problem, like please just allow us to always know that like we can come to each other. Like we want to keep you at the center of our relationship so that nothing else gets in the way of it.
Yeah.
Because when you start letting other people get in the way of your relationship, then it starts causing problems. And when we start having problems, then that's when we start letting the world decide what needs to happen in our relationship instead of what God wants for our relationship.
100%.
I
No,
actually
you're right.
said that last week in the clip, that our mentors told us that when we first started, when we were going through marriage counseling to get married. We weren't married yet. We were going through marriage counseling, but they were Christians, and they told us the same thing. They said, you know, your marriage is your marriage. Now you ain't married yet, but you're like going into marriage. Your marriage is your marriage. Like you can't bring everybody into your marriage.
Yeah.
And if you bring somebody in, it's gotta be like somebody that, you know, that you respect on a level that it's going to give you wise counsel and all that, or going to an actual counsel place and whatever. So yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Like the people I go to for like advice on dating and stuff like that is Stevie. He's married. Like I have my mentor. He's married as well. Basically her dad, not really her dad, but like she looks at him as a dad. Like he's married. Like, and they're all people who are grounded and rooted in a church and like a Bible speaking church. So like I'll go to those people like if I ever have any problems like with each other, like as like mediator, or like if like I have a question about certain things in our dating life, just because like they've already been through it.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
You way ahead of the game compared to.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep doing your thing, man.
Yeah, because you're 20, right?
Yeah.
he's only-
Yeah, dude. 20 hours.
20. Bro, I would never.
I was still trying to rekindle old flames.
Yeah, man. Listen, I was good at 20, but at the same time, I wasn't where I am now.
bro.
Like,
I met Emily like
tip
a
my hat off
month.
to you,
I met
bro.
Emily like maybe like 2-3 months or a month before I turned like 21, bro. That first half of 20, dude, I was trying to rekindle old flames. I was tripping, bro. Okay, now let's get to some of these Christian dating rules. Tell me if you guys agree or not. No holding hands until engagement, because physical touch leads to sin. Do you agree?
No, I think
No.
like granted I have my boundaries, and my boundaries are set for a reason because of my past and my sin. But I don't think, at least for me, holding hands only means anything if you know that it's going to make you sin.
Yeah.
If you know it's going to make you sin, then you shouldn't do it.
Yep.
But if you're like, all right, like it's nothing serious. Like for me, I'm like, it's not gonna make me do anything. Like, it's like literally like the bare minimum you can do, like in physical intimacy. Like, and I'm like, if you can get through that, like,
and you're
it's
walking,
fine.
and like if you're walking, like,
Right,
it's
like,
hard to think
yeah.
like that. I mean, well, humanity surprises me every day. So I mean, I'm more than sure someone thinks crazy, but like I don't think the church should enforce it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think this is it's fine to hold hands. It's as long as you said, as long as you're not trying to like actually sin, it's not causing you to fall. Then
I think what you said, Carter said is right. I think like you gotta know yourself. You gotta know like, okay, it's just gonna cause me to want to go further or anything like that. And if it is, if you know you can't handle that, then nah, you need to have that rule.
Yeah.
But for most people, holding hands like that's not that. For most people, that's probably not leading to nothing. You know. So
next thing here, only side hugs allowed, and even those must be under 3 seconds. Now I'm not gonna hold you. Me and Emily did not side hug.
Yeah, I don't side hug either, but I can understand the time limit. I can understand that.
Yeah. Because you could easily go from
Yeah.
hug to making out to then leading to
Yeah.
other things.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not mad at the side hug thing. I mean, I would.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's based off of you and what you can handle.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah. I mean, we're not speaking for Christianity, but we're just speaking kind of from our perspectives. Because once you speak for other people, then it gets nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like as for me, like I will hug Emily, you know, not side hug, and it didn't really affect me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. You know, but like I would make sure like that my hips is like back. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like a flight. I'm like, hey babe, you know. like now
you gotta do the hug when you pull back.
No, bro. I'll be like this. Hey babe, what's up?
Yeah.
Right there, girl.
Oh man.
You had to make sure, bro. I had to make sure. Like you ain't nope.
No, I definitely feel you on that one.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, straight up. Hey, yo. All right, next thing here, 3. You can't date unless your pastor approves or your entire church approves.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't see a reason behind it.
Yeah, I would never want my friends coming to me for approval of who they're dating. Like, if someone did that to me, I might smack them. You know what I mean? But I would say, that was a joke, guys. But I would say that, like, I do think that opinions matter. Mm-hmm. You know, like when I first met her, you and I talked. You were like, bro, like, well, what you think? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's respectful. But even if I gave my opinion, I still expect you to make your own decision as a man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Unless there's something clear, like let's just say like a friend of ours gets cheated on. I'm like, bro, there's clear proof.
You gotta go, bro.
You know, you might be a sucker if you stay, right? But like, or your man might not. Who knows? But no, you'll be sorry if you stay. But like, but other than that, like, seeking a church to approve dating is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because not even that. Like a lot of the times, the person doesn't even know them for real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, when they don't know them, like, why are you giving your opinion when you don't even understand the person in the first place?
Yep.
Exactly.
It goes back to what, like, I think I said it last week too when we recorded for this. Like when I first got with Julie, like people didn't necessarily think we should be together, things like that. And it was like family, friends. I mean, not necessarily a church, but people that you respect. You know what I mean? And you're like, but I had to, and she had to do the same thing. Like, we both had to realize that we were supposed to be for each other and not worry about what everybody else was saying. You know what I mean? And I mean, now we great, but that, you know, you got to go with who you feel God is telling you to go with. So
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, next thing. Every date must be chaperoned because apparently adults can't be trusted in coffee shops.
You know what's crazy? I saw an Instagram reel like a month ago, and they were like, yeah, like every date you go on as a Christian should be with a group of people. And I'm like, well, at that point, I'm not even getting to know the person. So what's the point of me going through the stage of life if I'm not even getting to know them?
Yeah.
Granted, I know dating's not a biblical thing. I understand that. But at the same time, like, if I can't get to know this person, how am I expecting to get married to them if I don't even know them fully?
Exactly. And also, like, as Christians, bro, we don't talk about self-control enough. Like, and I think that, like, we as Christians, we need to start holding people to the standard of self-control and dating. You know what I mean? Because, like, the biggest thing is, like, usually like, whenever someone has sex, like, okay, just get married now. But, like, we do need to start holding our brothers and sisters accountable to self-control and making the right decision. So, like, me and Emily, like, all of our dates were usually, like, movement days. Mm-hmm. So, but when I say movement, like, going to, like, we went to the aquarium. You walk around. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of time we're going to be sitting down. Yeah. And if we are, I'm holding her, you know, we're having a little romantic moment. Oh, I love you. Look at the shark. You know what I mean? Like, dumb stuff. Or, like, we would go to, like, a little fun place where you got, like, glow-in-the-dark mini golf, you know, arcade games. You know what I mean? Like, there's a sense of, like, common sense and discernment that you need to have when you're also going out on dates. And like we're not going to the movies every time because that's where it that's where it gets crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or like, you know, or like we're not like, or like, you know, we're not going to get an Airbnb condo for the weekend, you know, and sleep in different rooms and think that that's going to be okay. You know what I mean? Like, there's common sense too.
Yeah. I agree. And I think it goes back to what we said earlier about, like, just knowing who you are, knowing who you and your partner is, and, like, what you can and can't handle. And you got to know your boundaries. You got to have, like he said, you got to have self-control at the end of the day. If you ain't got self-control, then, maybe you do need these rules. But if you got self-control, the rules don't matter, you know, so.
Exactly. All right, we got 3 more. You can't say I love you until marriage because words count as emotional intimacy. We're all against this.
Yeah.
We're all against this. Dude, I said I love you like week 1, dude. I knew Emily was so the way it was for me, right? So me and Emily, we met during COVID, and the second she walked out the door, dude, like the second she walked out the door, the first time I saw her, I said, yeah, I'm marrying that girl. And I think we said I love you probably like a weekend. How fast were you?
I think it took me like around a month.
A month? How about you? How
Yeah,
fast
it
was
was about a week for me too. I ain't gonna lie.
See, I knew like within like a week.
So you
Yeah.
knew you just didn't say it
Yeah.
until about like a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I knew within a week, and I think she actually said it first, and then I said it back. Like yeah, and I knew I was serious, and I knew
Yeah.
she was serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
So-
do think that our generation, we don't really throw around the word love that. Like, in relationships, I don't know a lot of kids. Like, well, kids say, I say it a lot. But, like, for, like, people our age, they've already been hurt. They've been screwed over, you know? So, I do think a lot of people take a long time to say, like, I actually had a talk with one of my friends at our church after the worship night. I think you were staying there. Remember we were all talking about I love you,
Yeah.
and what she was saying was she was like I'm scared to say it. You
Yeah.
know, she's like I want him to say it first. We're like, no, you feel it, just say it. You know, and like a lot of people are afraid to say it, but I think it's more tied to heartbreak and to the like being afraid to be hurt, not necessarily like a church rule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that's interesting because I know for me and for Julie, like we both grew up in the era where like you didn't say I love you, like so when we said it, it was like it wasn't normal for us. You know what I mean? It wasn't normal. It wasn't normal for me. It wasn't normal for her. Like
Yeah.
I didn't hear that like coming up. Now I seen it. I mean, my parents showed love to each other, all that stuff, but like they didn't ever really say it out loud. And Julie the same way. Like we actually have had this conversation before. Like neither one of us have had where like it was known to be said I love you. Now we say it to our kids all the time, but we didn't grow up that way. Neither one of us. So to say it was like, oh, you really had to mean it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, next one. We got 2 more. Don't go to the movies together. The dark theater invites the devil.
Yeah, I'm completely against that.
Yeah.
Like, granted, me and my girlfriend, we try not to do things that involve us always watching shows. Like if we watch shows, like for instance, every Sunday we've been at y'all's house watching Twilight. Like that's fine because like we have other people there. But like for instance, like if it's just us, like we'll go to the movies with each other because there's going to be other people there, of course. But like we're not going to just. Every date is not going to be at the movies, or every date is not going to be like at her apartment watching a show or something because it leads to things. Granted, we don't watch shows at her apartment or movies at her apartment at all if it's just me and her. But like, we don't really hang out at her apartment if it's just me and her.
Yeah.
But like, I don't. It can cause temptation if you do it too much.
Yeah. So my thing was like, so you guys know I'm a mega nerd, okay? Shameless plug, subscribe to the Loreverse channel.
real.
Carter is joining the Loreverse brand. We have a podcast dropping in January. But anyways, but so like when I'm seeing, like if me and Emily are going to see a Marvel movie, there's no way I'm getting sexual. Like when her and I were dating, there's no way. You know, like do you really think I wouldn't want you to put your hands on me when I'm watching Spider-Man No Way Home and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield?
He might love Marvel more than he loves Emily.
We were dating 100%. We were dating,
But
yeah.
not even that. My first date with my girlfriend, we went to go see Fantastic Four. You're telling me I'm doing something while I'm watching
That's
Fantastic
what I'm saying, bro.
Like,
That's what I'm saying, bro. Or even Superman. Like you really
Exactly.
think, like you think I'm going to watch, and the only time we really go to movies is to see these type of movies,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you think that I am in peak like nerd right now, and you think I want you to touch me? Get off of me, Satan. You know?
the even better thing is that my
Get behind me,
girlfriend,
Satan.
my girlfriend's a nerd too, so she's not wanting to do anything
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying,
See,
bro.
my wife don't even. She likes movies, but she don't really like movies. So she only watches certain movies like the Marvel movies when we all go. So I agree. Like,
because it's all hype. It's
Yeah,
all hype. It's fast.
yeah.
It's you want to know what each line is saying, and then when me and Emily were dating, you're gonna appreciate this. The show Invincible first came out, season 1, right? And so what I used to do is I used to work my 9 to 5, and then I would drive to Maryland right after my work, and I would sleep over. I think at her mom's. Is it her mom's or aunt's house? I think I would sleep over at her mom's house because her mom lived near her. So I would sleep over at her mom and grandmother's house and then go back and forth because she had her own house with like 6 girls.
Yeah.
And like they offered me to take the couch. There's no, I'm taking the couch with like 9 girls in the house. No way.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Okay. I don't want to. Anyways. Yep. So I'm not gonna tell you. Anyway. So
Go back to that. That's a good boundary too.
Yeah, and like they offered the couch.
Yeah,
but I'm not taking the couch.
But that's a good boundary where you were able to go and stay somewhere else close to her, so that you could be down there, but not be, in the same place as her.
Plus, like I be sleeping in my drawers. Like I don't want to be in my drawers on the couch with all girls. You know what I'm saying? Like weird, bro. Anyways, so and yes, I slept in my drawers at her mom's house. They had a room. Okay, I was in the room. Anyways,
T-jersey too.
Shut up. T-jersey, no drawers. But so like a way that Emily and I bonded was over binging shows.
Yeah.
Because when she got into like Invincible super hard, and she actually cried when Omni Man and Mark fought. So we would go and sit in her little family room that they had, and we would just watch shows. And then her friend and her boyfriend were dating, so they would come and then we watch shows together. But like that was when her and I bonded. But as I said, like the way I was never that guy to like want to do something during the movie. It's just weird to me. The chair, like someone else sat in this chair, bro. I'm good, bro. And then like when you're doing, I don't know. It's immature to me. I don't know. It's weird.
I will say that is one of the things that I am very excited for about getting married, because she won't watch Invincible until we get married.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a fun watch for her. But yeah. So like I mean, I am personally, but I know that some people can't handle that. Like I know some people can't, because like I said, not everyone's a mega nerd. And some dudes do go to the movies. Like I know in high school, like kids with strict parents, they will always go to the movies because they know that's where they could.
I used to hang out in the movie theater.
Get that off
at.
You know what I mean?
Kids. I ain't gonna lie. I used to hang out in people's plaza all the time, but that's a whole other story. Keep moving.
Yeah. last rule. This might be a tricky one, and you're a dad, so this would be interesting. The guy must get the dad's permission before even taking the girl out on a date. Now, this is something new.
I think. I mean,
I've never done it.
I did.
You did?
As a dad, yeah, I would say I would want that personally. You know what I mean? Just because. I mean, as a dad, you want to protect your kid. You know what I mean? So, like, I would feel more comfortable with her bringing that boy to me, or and me knowing who they are, so that I can like
put a face in the name.
Yeah, just see how he's thinking. All that, and I would want that. But I mean, I don't know. Everybody's got their own rules to their stuff.
But you don't see an issue with that.
Yeah, no, I don't see an issue.
No, I don't see an issue with it at all.
Interesting. So
I see an issue with it.
No, but I've never done it. You know, so like the way that it's always worked for me, and like, look, I am a little bit older than you, but the way that always worked for me, like, and I'm thinking about this because my wife doesn't have a dad, so I never really had to do her. But like, there was a girl I dated in high school, and like, I'm pretty sure like when it was our first date, like I introduced myself to her dad, but the date was already like in motion. You know what I mean? So like, I asked her out on a date, and I went to go and pick her up, and then I met her father. Like, hey, how are you, sir? This is, and I'm like, hey, look, this was just what our date is looking like. This is where we gonna go. We're going here. And she already told me what time she needs to be home. I expect to have her home by that time. You know what I mean? It was like a rundown, not necessarily like, hi sir, can I take you to her home date? And I'm not saying that you did that, but like that's just my funny like thought of like how it is. But I mean, I respect it. But like if I was a father, I wouldn't want that personally. Like if I had a daughter, but I have a son. Yeah. Now like, if Gracie came to me about it, I'd be like, bro, like you gotta cower down, man. Like you gotta just, you gotta show respect to her father if that's what he wishes. But that's not my.
I got girls and boys.
Yeah,
and
but if I had a girl,
to a dad, and like, I mean, my son already, he's young, but he still already dated a girl, and I told him like, you need to go let the dad know. Like,
do you know my problem with asking permission? This is what I don't.
Well, he didn't ask permission. He just told him that he.
No. I'm just saying in general. because I'm not gonna crash out. But my problem with asking permission is like what I don't want to do is like a lot of parents, they don't allow their kids to fail, and like they don't allow their kids to figure out a lot of things on their own. And to me, like asking a parent permission is like the parent blocking like their kid from making their own decision. And in my opinion, if your child is at an age where you trust them enough to date, then you should trust them enough that they're making the right decision. Like you should have to ask me for permission, you know, like if I trust that you have the right discernment in people. That's just my opinion. Like,
Yeah, I get that.
because like, I wouldn't want my kid to date if I didn't think that they didn't have that. You know
I
what
think
mean?
it's more of a respect
But that's just
thing,
my
though.
opinion.
Yeah, I
That's
think it's
my
more of
opinion.
a respect thing, just to show that those parents, hey, I'm an okay person. Like, because at the end of the day, like, you know me already. You know how I feel about my kids, and you know what happens if somebody goes the wrong way with my. You know. So like, at that
talked
point,
about it extensively.
At that point, right? I would want somebody to approach me the right way with my
Fair,
kids. You know
fair.
what I mean? So that's just my opinion. But you,
No, fair. Yeah, I just think that like you could still get that respect in like a first day. Hey, sir, this is what we got. But it all depends on how that kid acts, you know, because a kid could be like, yo, what up, shorty? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We gonna go, you know what I mean? Cuz, you know.
I'm like, yo, you not going on a date, yo.
Yo, cuz, yo.
Yo,
cuz.
Nah, you ain't going out. Nah.
We about to hit up Checkers, you know what I mean? We gonna.
All right, so for any of you young men that decide you want to come and talk to my door, make sure you come correct.
Why
Don't
is
come
bro
like that.
Why is bro PSAing all the men?
Cuz, hey, listen, I'm just saying, bro.
Bro said,
You got to teach y'all youngins, man.
bro did a PSA to the world. Look at it. Oh my gosh. All right, we're gonna end the episode here,
let's
man.
end that.
Hope you guys enjoyed this conversation, man. Hey guys, just know, man, don't pray over your girl.
No.
Look, man, don't. All right, here's what we learned today. Don't pray in your relationships. If you want to date Leroy's daughter, don't come up saying yo and cuz. I'm just playing. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode, though. Please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell for more content. Stay crispy, and peace out.